welcome back to Jasmine Fields Speaks. I am Jasmine Fields. Today's video is going to tell you why every person needs a black book. Not that kind of black book. The black book I'm referring to, a black book that contains all the important documents your loved ones will need if and when something happens to you. As you know, I'm an attorney, but more importantly, I am a member of a family, a large family. And so I've had multiple experiences with loved ones passing. I've had loved ones who've passed without a plan. And I remember searching for life insurance policies and trying to figure out where they banked. That experience put me in a position where I didn't have time to grieve, and where I was constantly struggling between the memory I wanted to create for them in their services and what I knew I could afford. It is not fun to put anyone's funeral on a payment plan. But I've also experienced the other side of that. I've experienced a loved one passing with everything in order. When he passed, I was able to pull out a DNR. And all I had to do was pull out his life insurance policies, call the numbers, and we were able to not only grieve, but also give him a specialized service that truly honored his life. This is not so fun of a topic, but at the end of the day, it's really important. And that's why I offer these types of services to my clients. The Black Book is an emergency book. It's where your close relatives know to go if something were to happen to you. My husband and I wanted to make sure that our little ones were taken care of. And so we sat down and we made a plan for what we wanted their life to look like if one of us passed, or if heaven forbid, both of us passed at the same time. A standard black book for a family contains 5 tabs. However, additional tabs can be added after you sit down with myself or your attorney to put together the book. The 5 standard tabs are as follows. Tab number 1 is medical. As the name of the tab indicates, this is where you're going to put things such as a living will. You also have some other optional documents as well, such as if you have an organ donation document, or if you have a DNR, which is a do not resuscitate order. Other things can also be included here, such as insurance policies for short-term disability or long-term incapacitation. So tab number 1 is medical. Tab number 2 is services. There are going to be 2 very important things that are included in your services section. The first thing is going to be about your funeral wishes. Now, this can be as simple as do's and don'ts. Do cremate, don't cremate. Do have a funeral, don't have a funeral and go on a surviving family member trip. Or it can be as flushed out as your actual obituary and plot information. The second thing that you're going to have in your services section is going to be your life insurance policies. Your life insurance policies are generally what your family is going to need in order to go ahead and pay for your funeral services. Life insurance policies are very important, as I'm sure you don't want your family to go into debt trying to put you in the ground. You should have enough life insurance to cover your funeral expenses, any debt that you're planning on passing down, generally a house if you still have a mortgage on it, or a car if you're still making car payments and you want to pass that down to another family member. In addition to that, you should also have enough life insurance to cover a few years of your salary. That's going to help your family tie up any odds and ends. And finally, you're going to want to have any additional funds as a special bequest or a gift to loved ones. Maybe you want to pay for your grandchildren's college. And so you're going to have enough life insurance to where that money will be available for them to go to school. Add those numbers together, and that should give you a pretty good indication on how much money you're going to need in life insurance coverage. Most families don't understand that more wealth is accumulated in death than actually earned in life. Tab number 3 is your will. Now, I know a lot of people say that they don't have anything of value to actually pass down, but in all actuality, most people have at least a few items that they truly care about. Further, even though it may not be that important to you, you'd be surprised to find out what your family members would want to have from you to remember you by. So, wills are great instruments in order to help give your loved ones instructions on what they should do with your property upon your death. Take a moment to think about a few items that you do possess: a house, furniture, books, Bibles. Your will is an important document to help your grieving survivors understand your wishes and avoid conflict. Plus, if you have minor children, you are going to want to spell out in your will what you would want to happen with your children, such as who's going to be the guardian? Is there a co-guardian? What money have you set aside for them? And what purposes is that money supposed to be used for? Tab number 4 is money. I would highly recommend having a trust own your bank accounts, your property, and other assets. A trust account is going to be more secure than a will because a will can actually be contested. In addition to that, trust accounts also give you a little bit more discretion in regards to what happens with your assets. And finally, they also have tax benefits. The second thing you're going to want to list in your money section, or tab 4, is going to be about your bank accounts. Now, many of us have checking accounts and savings accounts, and you're also going to want to make sure that you write down the information for your retirement accounts. You're going to want to write down the name of the bank or institution, what type of account it is, if you have a beneficiary listed, and what it is that you want done with that money. Now, much of this information should be included in your trust document. However, I still suggest writing down this bank account information separately just in case your trust document is not up to date. That way, whoever is handling your estate after you're gone has an itemized list of what banking institutions they need to be contacting. So tab number 4 is money. Now, tab number 5 is going to be about assets. This is where you're going to include things that you own. A few items that might be included in your assets would be things like stocks or bonds. You should also include real property, such as car titles, or if you own boats or rental property, or the deed to your home. Whatever it is that your loved one is going to need to prove that you actually own this property is going to be really important for you to include in this section of your Black Book. So again, the 5 sections of your Black Book are going to be 1, medical, 2, services, 3, will, 4, money, 5, assets. Now, I know this is a serious topic and not necessarily fun to think about, but what is also not fun is trying to plan someone's services after they've passed. Give your family a little bit of guidance and give them some help and security to know that you planned for this. In the comments below, I'd love to know if there are additional documents that you believe you need to add to your Black Book. Thanks so much for stopping by Jasmine Fields Speaks. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can get more life hacks on how to make your life easier, happier, healthier, and wealthier. Again, this is an important topic, so please make sure that you share this information with your friends. So this is another video from Jasmine Fields Speaks. I am Jasmine Fields.